If I get shot one day, I hope I can just breathe and
Just
feel
focus. Just focus. I inputted all my area, all my power into this one area. The bullet bounced off my stomach. Calling out all my nerds, freaks, and geeks. It's mob time.
Don't tune in cause it's showtime. Go ahead and call the gang up for the one time. Rap food rhyme, got them on the line. And my life's still great, I'm doing just fine. Hands up.
What's up, y'all, and welcome to the Blerd Mob, your hub for all things black and nerdy. I am your host, Foop, joined by my co-hosts, Ryan and Antoine. If you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and any other streaming service, make sure you hit that follow button so you can get updates from the mob.
And if you Kaiju killers are watching us on YouTube, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on those bell notifications for future uploads, and you know what? Share with a friend.
Not Kaiju killers.
I just want to know, like, do you like come up with these right before
on the spot, on the dome,
all right,
in the moment?
He said Kaiju killers. You Kaiju killers.
Kaiju killer. Meg, put that in a verse.
Add it and make an otaku hot girl remix. and call it Kaiju Killers.
Kaiju Killer, I be on these. Hey, she could do something with that. She could do something with that.
I wonder if she watched Kaiju number 8. I'm actually curious with Meg being so in tune with anime and her becoming like, I guess you could say like the anime hot girl. I wonder does she keep up with the new gen animes? Because I know she likes Naruto. She was watching JJK. JoJo's
My Hero.
She liked My Hero. She watched old stuff like Soul Eater, and it seems like she's familiar enough with One Piece. She crosses through a lot of different time periods. She might.
Yeah, I just wonder, or maybe with her being on tour and stuff, she just really hasn't really had time to sit down and watch some stuff. I can see her tour and then she starts binging a bunch of stuff. I'd be curious to see what new gen anime she dives into.
If she was to cosplay somebody from there though,
from Kaiju number 8?
Yeah.
It's gonna be the vice captain. That's the coolest character on the show. It's gonna be the vice captain. Yeah. She gonna have her that she gonna get her a purple bob. And the sword.
Yeah, she would.
That's the coolest. That is the coolest to me. The vice captain is the coolest character on that show.
I could see her keeping up with modern anime because when they be on those tour buses, she got Wi-Fi. If she chilling and she eating, trying to stay in tour shape, I could see her turning on some Crunchyroll.
But I can also see it you doing a tour and you want to de-stress. You don't want to start something new. You might want to start something old, something you can have in the background, something that you didn't already seen. They can just, level you out. I can see that too.
Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, I'll be interested to see her drop her anime list, on some of my top 10. I know the dudes are going to eat up for it. But, because, I remember Michael B. Jordan dropped his list. He was like, if I was recommending anime to somebody, I'm like, dude, you'd recommended all the longest ones out. I need you to relax.
Yeah, that was real random there. They didn't like that.
I was like, who in your publicist team told you? Man, that publicist team told him to say that. We know what happened.
Give me a list of anime right quick. Quickly. You seen this one? I seen that before. I seen that one.
That's anime? They gonna eat that up. Bro.
Man. I would be curious to see what's on her watch list. I'm surprised that she hasn't done what RDC World did. They had, you remember on Crunchyroll when RDC World had that anime section that had their recommendations?
Yeah.
I'm surprised she hasn't done that yet.
That'd be pretty cool.
It depends on what type of relationships they're trying to build with her, because you never know nowadays.
Well, she gave an award out at the Anime Awards.
Crunchyroll.
So they have some type of a relationship. Right. I would say at the very least, she doesn't have to do nothing big, but Megan Thee Stallion's anime recommendation list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll be interested because she in the same age group as us, and obviously she got her old stuff. Most folks don't be talking about Soul Eater for real. When I saw that, I was like, I rock with her. She got taste.
I wonder if she's been watching Fire Force.
Have I seen?
Man, hey, we might talk about it in a regular episode, but that anime ain't come back till 2026. Y'all could have Y'all could have held that announcement. I'm excited, but y'all could have held that.
They
Y'all coulda
pulling
held that.
they pulling the Avatar. They pulling the Avatar.
They
about
just
a
want
year
you
and a
to
half.
just bring up your faith. Don't let it die out.
We just want to let y'all know that it's coming. Y'all
It's
been
coming, y'all.
y'all been all upside our head. Where Fire Force? Where Fire Force? Ryan tweets once a month. Where's Fire Force?
You right. Fire
So
Force
there
and
they
Maki.
go.
You right. You right.
Like, here, this for you.
So there they go. That was for you.
Man, the manga box set's coming out. I'm finna buy those.
What he say? What did he say on the Demon Slayer review? Here, this bowl of mac and cheese. Go sit down somewhere. The turkey be done. The turkey and the greens and the yams will be done soon. Eat this bowl of mac and cheese. That was for you. That was for you.
You know what? I can't argue. I can't even argue with you right now. I got you right. You got it. You got it.
But all right, y'all.
I succeed.
Yeah, eat your mac and cheese. They gonna be here soon.
You right.
But as Ron has alluded to, we are here to do a mod review for Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8. The first episode dropped Saturday, April 13th, 2024. And then the last episode, episode 12, dropped Saturday, June 29th, 2024. So as always, our mob reviews are spoiler filled. So if you have not seen Kaiju number 8, if you're not finished with Kaiju number 8, pause the video, like the video. What we say the other day, leave a comment and say you're coming back.
Because you'll be right back.
Let us know you're coming back.
Let us know you're coming back. Go get caught up with Kaiju number 8, and come back and listen to the discussion.
And leave another comment saying what you
And
thought,
say you
because we
came
need that
back.
engagement.
Hey, y'all, I'm back. And we're going to be like, hey.
Hey, so how you feel? How'd you feel? You liked
comment.
it? All right, y'all. We're going to start on the outside, and we're going to work our way in the hot takes. So starting with the first one, how did we feel about Kaiju number 8 as a whole? And how did we feel about it in comparison to other anime we've seen?
I'm gonna answer the second question later, but the first one, it was a good delivery. They hyped it up as much as Chainsaw Man, in my opinion, because the manga readers kept talking about Kaiju number 8 for at least a year prior to the anime dropping. But it was an enjoyable watch. I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it. But I am waiting for it to show something new that actually attaches me to the anime, aside from it following that usual formula that the other Bleach supporting animes follow. But it was good. It was good.
I'll say, I kind of like saw like bits and pieces about it, like before it came out or whatever. It was not enough to make me like, ooh, I'm really gonna try this when it come out, or I'm like really excited for that or anything like that. I think it wasn't until after it came out and people like actually started watching and I started hearing even more about it. That's why I was like, okay, let me go. I kept getting the recommendations. You need to watch these. And I was like, okay, let me go ahead and sit down and watch this. And from the beginning, I was like, this is kind of unique. Seems pretty interesting. I'm invested in it. But by that time, I think like maybe 2 or 3 episodes were out. So
you joined the wave later.
Yeah, I joined a little late.
I don't remember if I saw. Okay, I did see a couple tweets of people hyping up Kaiju number 8 when they were like, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna make sure I check it out, because I want to say that was on our anticipated anime list for the Mob Awards. Then somebody put Kaiju number 8. It was because of how they were hyping it up. So I think it did make it on our anticipated anime list for 2024. But I would say when we got there, I'm not mad at it, but I don't think it deserved the hype that was given to it. As like, because I guess I would agree with Ryan. Like it was given the same level of hype of how Chainsaw Man was getting hyped up. But my opinion of Chainsaw Man episode 1 versus Kaiju number 8, number 1 is like here.
Yeah, because in my opinion, like because none of y'all have watched Bleach. Like y'all tried to watch Bleach.
Well, you remember I compared it to Attack on Titan, and you said that follows the Bleach formula too.
Yeah, if you look at like Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, JJK, Chainsaw Man, and now Kaiju, here's the formula. You got this main character. He joins this military organization that hunts, insert curses, titans, hollows, whatever. Main character is somehow merged with one of those creatures, has them sealed inside of him, or somehow connected to him. Demon Slayer did it different. It's the main character's sister. They hunt those creatures. They work with the military. He joins the top ranks, and at first they wanted to off him. They decide to use him as a weapon. Bing bang boom. The story continues.
Right.
Bleach set that tone. It's a good formula. But y'all know me, JJK and Demon Slayer impressed me at first. And Kaiju number 8 almost fell into that category because it ain't do nothing really unique. It's season 1, but nothing unique came out of this. Like when you look at that formula, where did they mix up the story beat?
I would agree.
I can see it that way.
I would agree with that, and I think season 2 will be the defining fact. I'm gonna go out and personally say this didn't convince me to read the manga, so I'm gonna wait for season 2 to see what plot points or which part of the formula are they gonna mix up and do something different with.
Yeah, and I think that's where it's going to shine because I like that within these few episodes they did get to everything. We saw the kaiju reveal, we seen the big dogs at the high table and everything else. We seen how it's finna go down. We seen the numbered weapons and the special abilities, which were cool. But it's like I think season 2 might be their Mugen Train. I think season 2 hopefully is going to be their Shibuya or Zero. Hopefully season 2 is where it's like this is where we set the tone and this is how we separate ourselves. Because Chainsaw Man was the only one to do it in season 1 and kind of Attack on Titan, honestly, too.
I do hope they got a lot more to pull out their bag and they kind of make it even more unique. Because when you compare it to those shows that you just compared it to the formula, I'm like, yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah,
you see
that is. I do see that. So I do hope they didn't pull out all the stunts on season 1 and we just gonna get the same stuff repetitively, throughout season 2, 3, whatever.
That, and I don't want to keep comparing it to other animes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't want to get to season 2 and keep saying, "Oh, this feels like Attack on Titan." "Oh, this still feels like Bleach." "Oh, this feels like this, that, and the third." Like, let's get in there and be like, "Oh, that's different. Oh shit, they cutting up."
Yeah, and that's what I want to see because they prepping it to where it's like, and I know we're gonna get into it with the story, but like with that cliffhanger, like, oh, the kaiju, they got some intelligent beings, they're finna come at you. Okay, it's given the Espada and the intelligent hollows from Bleach. We'll see what they doing.
It's giving Beast Titan, Zeke.
I could see that perspective too. It's given like, oh, are these actually like humans in disguise? Did the humans betray? Are they from the moon? Like, I'm gonna see what they're gonna do in season 2. They prepping something that looks interesting.
Yeah, the story gonna have to be good, I think.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. But let's start with our main character, Kafka Hibino. How did you guys feel about his introduction?
It's like the usual kind of underdog. He's real weak, but kind of like Ryan said, he got the power. He got this power, which kind of is it has bumped him up the ranks a lot. But in his natural, he's kind of just like that underdog, which is what we see a lot in anime. So I do like his character though. So I'm not mad at him right now. I'm just gonna have to see like where they take it with him.
Yeah, he was definitely underdog vibes, but I liked they mixed it up in 2 ways. One, him being grown does make a little bit of a difference, and it added a little extra flair to it. I do like that aspect because I wonder if they're going to tackle more mature themes. The second one, I like that he's actually smart because most of these underdog dummy characters, they also just stupid, and the only thing they have is battle IQ.
It's the power.
Yeah. So I like that, like when they're on the field, oh, I actually know how these kaiju work. I know about their internal cores and how to find them and how to defeat this different type of kaiju. I like that he had that to add, and it made me go, okay, you're not pointless, you're not worthless. I'm not finna write you off like every other dummy anime main MC.
Yeah.
I agree about the age thing, and I think it makes it. for me, I think it kind of made him a more interesting character because I was like, you're old as hell.
Yeah. What you doing out here with these young folk?
Because when we think about, like, I've watched a couple episodes of Bleach, and like Ichigo's in like high school. Aaron's like what, 15 when they get to the core. Tanjiro's
like 14, 15.
14.
And that's what we usually see in these animes.
And then it's like, okay, you're a kid, so now we can see you grow with age and how you view your power in different perspectives. This man, 30 years old, he done seen all the life perspectives, and then he get the superpowers. So like,
yeah, that's a different take.
30,
Yeah,
we can't call 30 old though. Come on now, we can't be calling 30 old. He middle age, early middle age,
late 30s. You late 30s talking about you want to join the defense force.
He almost got too old to apply, and I was like, okay, that's crazy.
Like, hello.
Yeah.
Now I got to prove something to my parents. I'm getting too old. I can't register for the military.
But I think the other thing that I like about it is that there's no previous trauma, or like there was no catalyst event for him to get into that position, because Aaron's whole thing was the Titans came over and ate his mama.
Why you say it like that?
That's what happened. Is that not what happened in the first episode?
Like you said with no emotion, like I guess his mama got
They did. The
like,
Titans
they
came
just
over.
ate his mama.
The Titans came over the wall and ate his mama.
And she was like, "I ate that up, didn't I?" And they were
Denji got cut. Denji got cut the fuck up the first episode.
Yeah.
Tanjiro whole family got mutilated.
Murdered.
He go get some wood or something. He go run an errand. He come back, his whole family gone.
What do you usually go through?
He making a target run. He come back, his whole family gone. I
forgot
ain't
go through much. His grandpa was sick.
No, didn't they attack him at school? Didn't the curse or something attack him at school, and that's what led him to eat the first Sukuna finger?
No, he was in like a ghost hunting club or something, and they had the Sukuna finger, something like that, wasn't it?
No, he was.
I thought he got attacked. I thought they got attacked.
They definitely were fighting. And then he like had to take it because I think that was the only way.
Because he was on the roof. They were like on the roof of the school or something, and he ate the finger.
That was the only way they was gonna survive if he ate it, I believe.
Oh, okay. Everybody trauma suck. I'll give you
that. So that's all I was saying. I found it unique that there was no like traumatizing catalyst for him to join the defense force. Like
he has been trying for a while ever since they were children.
He's been trying, but ain't nobody like kick the bucket. Like he doesn't have a traumatic backstory to lead him to join the defense force. His motivation is that he wants to stand beside his friend. He wants to stand beside the captain. Now through the season, we have seen that something happened to her, and he was there to support her and comfort her, but nothing specifically happened to him.
That's right.
Yep. So you didn't interpret that as something may have happened to him. It was mostly like she probably lost her parents, and he was like, "I'm being your friend and be there for you."
That's what it felt like to me.
Okay.
Especially in that last episode when Mina was crying by that truck or whatever, and he was just standing there, and the only thing he could do was hold her hand because she was sad.
Yeah. I do think, like, in the beginning, I did think that they, like, kind of trauma bonded over maybe some type of situation that went down. But yeah, you're right. That last episode did make it seem like it was just her, and he was there to comfort her afterwards.
Yeah, because at first I was thinking it was like they saw like a city get destroyed and both of them were crying. But now looking at that last scene, I'll give you that. You're absolutely right.
Now I could be wrong, and we can get to season 2, and we can get more into his backstory, and maybe it was something actually did happen, you know. But that first season just gave I just want to be on Defense Force. I want to stand beside my homegirl.
Not my homegirl.
but I like it though, because it's like he doesn't have no overwhelming like huge dreams. It's just I want to protect the country. I want to be there with my friend. I told her I was going to fight with her, and I look up to her. She cold, and out of the blue, a dragonfly flew into my throat, and now I'm a monster. Like,
yeah, that's crazy.
One of the biggest things that I am curious about, and this would be where the formula comes back in, and how do they spin it to make it uniquely Kaiju number 8, is when we figure out what's the motivation, what's the mission behind the evil. I'm gonna call them the evil kaiju. What are they here for? How did they come about? Why are they here? Do they know something that Kafka doesn't know, which might change his whole perspective on the Defense Force and working as a kaiju for them?
Yeah, like they're like some Illuminati organization, because it can't just be. If it is, I mean, that falls kind of flat. But it can't just be we just want to destroy the world just for the sake of destroying it. Like, do y'all
Right.
want to
It
turn
gotta be
everybody
some.
to kaiju on some alien take
And that's
control
where I
type of
think like the
situation?
story is really gonna come into play. Like if they play on that well, I think this could be a really interesting show, and not just we don't want to destroy the world. That's it. So
Like they want to create like a hive mind or something where we're
Mm-hmm.
all connected to the one kaiju or something like that.
Yeah. Or maybe this is just me pulling something out my ass. Is this another Nezuko situation? Is Kafka's kaiju being something that they haven't experienced? He's the key to something they've been looking for years or whatever.
It would be interesting because the Defense Force, I mean, because here's this one thing that I always find interesting about these little military groups is like, y'all talk about these ultimate kaiju that got numbers and y'all turn them to weapons, but how did y'all defeat the first one? Like, what did y'all have to do to get here, and where did the kaiju come from? What made y'all want to fight it? And I feel like when those story elements get revealed in like season 2, more than likely, that's when we find out like, oh nah, humans kind of
Didn't
suck.
they say like the kaiju number 2, the one that the
Old
admiral, the
blonde dude
old
had,
dude
yeah.
had used? Didn't they say it took them a good minute? Like it wasn't like a one day and done like the fights that we saw in the anime. Like I think this spanned for like they were fighting that kaiju for like days.
But then so I wonder, like, they just overloaded with missiles. Like, hey, we just gonna keep shooting, keep
Maybe
shooting,
they
keep
weakened
shooting.
it.
Yeah.
Like
Probably.
maybe they just like while we on the front lines, y'all gotta build something. Y'all gotta give me something. We gotta figure out something.
And that's the interesting thing. I want to see where they came from. Like, when we talk about Kaiju number 1, like, where did this Kaiju number 1 and all the others come from? Why
And
are they
that's
on Earth?
and that's what I'm saying. What's gonna be that storyline, and is that going, or how is it going to change Kafka's perspective on the whole kaiju thing and him working for the Defense Force?
I'm interested to see. Okay. I'm interested to see what happens next.
But we've been talking about the Defense Force for a while, but like as a whole, as an organization, like even if we talk about like the training they had to go through, the weapons, the armor, the camaraderie, how did you guys feel overall about the Defense Force?
I'm not fully there yet, like as in like, oh, I just like love this group. I mean, I do like how everyone had like, well, I won't say everyone, but like I do like how you can if you get so strong, you get your unique weapon or whatever. I do like that part. I'm excited to see like how everyone else gets stronger, and maybe they'll get their own personal weapons. I think I look forward to that the most. As far as just the rest of them, I'm still like, they all right.
It's not giving this yet.
Not yet.
Is what you're saying.
It's not yet.
It's not giving this yet.
Not yet. They ain't there yet.
I would agree. I like the defense. I definitely like the armor. Like the whole concept behind the output power. I forgot what they called it. But like the percentage power that they output
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and how the suit works and how it protects them against like the kaiju and things. And I wanna say, correct me if I'm wrong, that the way they developed the suits were based off the kaiju, like how to like the way that it like protects them and how it like covers like the wounds and stuff like that.
I think it used like kaiju cells or something in it. Something was tied to
Something
kaiju and
something
how
they
those suits
said.
work.
I thought it was cold. Now the defense force itself just seems like regular monster police force. It gave Power Rangers SPD.
Yeah. Yeah.
It gave if you wasn't the captain with that big ass gun, the vice captain with them
With them
purple
little
ass
daggers.
swords, or Miss Kikaru with that big ass scythe.
Yeah, you just out here
It
shooting.
gave SPD. It gave SPD emergency.
Yeah,
Call of
pew,
Duty.
pew, pew, pew.
Emergency.
Call of Duty Kaiju. It gave Call of Duty Kaiju.
Yeah,
Call
basically.
a kaiju. Call a kaiju.
Call of Kaiju.
I mean, what's funny? It was kind of basic. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. The military was kind of basic. Like they showed them old heads at the table, but even they ain't just looked that interesting. I'm thinking they all finna be like the admiral. Like, do they got specialty weapons? Or they fire? They like the elders in One Piece type stuff. But it was like, these just old stuffy dudes. And I guess that's realistic. But I do hope they break down some of the characters because I like that the characters had that camaraderie. Like, hey, we was crawling in the mud. You saved some of our lives. I'm interested. I'm interested to see. I'm interested to see how they expand on the other characters. Like Kikaru got her shine. Kafka's homie with the white hair. What's his name? Who calls him senpai?
Yeah.
Reno got his shine. Honestly, the green haired dude and the dude whose dad is military and he's ex-military. I want to see the red haired dude who's competitive with Reno. I want to see them get their shine. It seems like they got a decent character ensemble. The relationships seem kind of realistic. So I'm like, maybe that's where the military is going to shine on that personal relationships character ensemble side of things.
I agree with that because as you were talking, I was thinking about like Attack on Titan, and there's not really anything special about the Survey Corps. But their what do they call it? Their team, I forgot what they called it in Attack on Titan, but their team specifically and the relationships and how they work together is what made them shine.
Yeah. Yeah, the ones who got to get on the horses and wear the green capes and leave the actual boundaries. Yeah. The Survey Corps.
Right. The Survey Corps, but they call them the different teams. It wasn't
the scouts or
was it the squad?
It was. I think it was the scouts.
I think
it was the scouts.
I thought everybody was a scout. When you in the Survey Corps, you in the scouts.
Okay,
we finna lose all types of anime cards. They gonna look at us like y'all don't know nothing. Look, Attack Titan ended about a year ago at this point. We won't listen. Give us a break.
Look,
but I would agree with you because
the 104th Training Corps. What? Regiments. That's what they call them.
Yeah. It seems like Kaiju's military is also divided off of a realistic military. Like, did you get that vibe, Antoine? Like, they got their different captains. Like, they got the majors. They got sections for the area. It seems pretty...
I can see that. I mean, yeah, like the typical military structure. Got you.
Like, you people behind the computer.
Yeah. They definitely got different functions. The frontline folk. Them the infantry folk.
But we basically seeing, like, it was different in Attack on Titan. I think everybody had to go through like the basic training, and then once you got close to graduation, that's when you decided what sector you actually want to go into. Like, did you want to do military police? Did you want to go into the Survey Corps? But what it seems like they're doing in Kaiju number 8 is that you basically apply for the section that you want to be in, and that's what you train for, and that's what you work for.
And Kafka did trash duty at first, cleanup crew.
Yeah. Right. Oh, I couldn't do crazy. That. That first episode, I was like, I know that shit stank.
You talking about that kaiju doo-doo? That kaiju doo-doo, bro?
I was like, I know that shit stank. Yeah. I know it stank.
Imagine you can't go home because it's guts on your apartment building.
I need 2 hazmat suits. 2 hazmat suits and a bottle of Lysol.
Look, I was gonna say it don't need to be spraying oxygen into my brain, into my lungs. I need to spray some Febreze in that suit. I'm trying to smell ocean breeze.
I need Lysol kills 99.9% of all germs. That's what I need.
Man.
But let's get into the rest of these characters. We brought up Kikaru, Reno, the vice captain, Mina. Mina is the captain. Hoshina is the vice captain, and Iharu is the orange hair guy. How did you guys feel about them?
The vice captain stood out. That right now, he's definitely my favorite. The most polarizing.
He the best character on the show. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Lighthearted, cold in the fight.
But when he locked in, he was goofy, silly. But when he locked in that first fight, I can't remember what episode that was, but when he ran into Kafka in his kaiju form. I was like, "Ooh, you finna get it." When that purple aura started spilling
He had
from that
aura.
man,
Yeah, he had
yeah,
aura.
he had aura.
He definitely was like, "Yeah, I'm finna show you why I'm the right. I'm what's the name?
I'm the vice
Yeah,
captain. I'm the right
I'm the
one.
right hand." When it
I'm
comes to that
finna,
close comeback, yeah,
yeah. He said, "I'm finna show you why I'm at the front."
yeah.
And he was quick with it, bro. When I did, because I did not expect Kaiju number 8 to be on some. Oh, we got our abilities that we call out. When he started calling out, I said, okay,
Oh
you on some
yeah,
other stuff,
That
and
that
you
yeah.
on
That
definitely
was
fire.
that definitely threw me for a loop because I was like, it didn't give like yell out my move before I do it. It just gave
First
do it.
form.
Not right, not
not y'all
breathing
doing breathing styles,
style.
right?
Second form, definitely
That's
tornado.
basically
I'm like,
the
what are we
vibe that I
doing
got from
here?
that.
I was like, he's cutting up right now in his fight against Kaiju number 10.
Mhm.
Yeah,
The man was putting in work.
He
The man
was.
was given Levi versus Zeke. The man was
yeah.
putting in work.
Yeah.
They were like, "You finna overload the suit." I was like, he kept going. He kept going.
And I like that because it made the suits more epic too. It's like unleash full power, 97%. You can't
Mm-hmm.
maintain this for longer than 10 minutes. I was like, oh, so he can aid up in that
I
suit.
I like it. I like that it's limits. I like that it's not a just put this on and you invincible type suit. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can crank. Yeah, you got 97% output power, but you can't use that for long. Like, it's not go 97 and stay at 97 forever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this has
Mm-hmm.
detrimental effects. You will get fucked up if you use this longer than you need to.
And
Yeah.
I
I also
love that.
like, and going back to the suits, I like that you also it's an intelligence part with it. It's not like a go out,
The
put
AI
on the
mixed
suit, go
into it.
shoot. It's an intelligence to it because of you remember when he got hit and he had to focus some of the power
Yeah.
in the area where he got hit. Otherwise, he was going to
Mm-hmm.
be done.
Basically, like the breathing styles. He's like, "Shut up, calm down, focus.
Yeah,
You need to
like
focus
there's
so you
like
can do this."
Honestly,
it's some intelligence.
I hate that we keep making these comparisons, but honestly, you right. You right.
Mm-hmm.
When Rengoku pointed on Tundra's head, focus on
Mm-hmm.
that one spot and hold it.
I hope I can. If I get shot one day, I hope I can just breathe and feel
just
it.
focus. Just focus. I inputted all my area, all my power into this one area. The bullet bounced off my stomach.
Straight to the hospital I go.
Focus
I
breathing.
tried to use what is it called? Something concentration. I tried to use.
Oh yeah, breathing concentration.
I tried to use total concentration and it didn't work.
The nurse is gonna look at you. Why didn't you call 911 earlier? I was using total
I
concentration.
was using
I
total
focused.
They
concentration.
said it was gonna work.
This Antoine in the hospital. This didn't work like it did on Demon Slayer.
I almost bled out.
I tried holding my breath. I bled harder.
Oh man. But the vice captain is my number one. My second favorite character on this show is Kikaru.
Yep.
For
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yep.
For sure.
When she first stepped on the scene, I was like, okay, you just the shit talking girl that, nepotism and whatever. But she about her shit though.
She is.
She was about her shit.
Yeah.
And she got humble quick. It's not like she
Yeah.
had to go through that phase 3 seasons later. She got humble quick and
She
bounced
got-
back.
yeah.
She did. And I do like her personality a lot more as we got like towards the end. Like I was like, okay, she's not that bad.
Because when she stepped on the scene, she was talking mad shit.
Yeah, picked up that car and threw it, and I was like, all right.
But when they got to that, when she had to fight Kaiju number 9, I was like, yeah, let's tone this down 3 notches. Let's see what you can really do.
Humble.
Exactly. And I like that they touched on that little bit of trauma. She got her dad. He was a little too tough on her, a little hard on her. He got a soft spot for her, but I like that they touched on that too. Like she got some character depth.
Yeah.
She ain't just one-sided.
I like that they emphasized it because it also shows her conflicting feelings of holding up the values of being in the defense force versus your friend, your homeboy that you've been training with it and working with all this time. He's a kaiju. So now you have these conflicting feelings of this is what I was trained for, but this is what, what's happening in reality right now.
I do like at the end too, where she was like, "Yeah, I need to get stronger, so just in case Kafka decide to act up, I need to be
Right.
able to, take care of that." And I was like,
Mhm.
"Okay, yeah, she finna get up there."
Yeah, she got some resolve, and I like to see that. I'm waiting for Reno to catch up with her,
That's
because
what I
it
was gonna bring
seems
up
like that's going
next.
to be
Yep.
her only competitor out of the crew,
Mm-hmm.
unless everybody get a power boost.
Yeah.
Because he putting in that work.
He is.
I hope he gets his own weapon.
Same.
Got to.
Same. I wonder if the situation with the kaiju would get so bad that all of them get weapons. Like all of them have to level up, and all of them have to get to the gun's not working. Like for y'all specifically that we're pointing out, that we're standing out in this series, like
But
the
they have
guns
to
ain't gonna do it.
they have to reach a certain level though before they can get the
But
weapon.
that's what I'm saying though. Think of it as Defense Force training arc. The kaiju situation is getting real bad, and we need y'all to level
getting real
up.
Michael Jackson hee out here.
and not hee hee ha ha funny. Hee hee ha ha weird.
Look, this time it's gonna be Prince walking down the aisle coming after me. It ain't no Michael Jackson. Look, Purple Rain in the background playing.
Nah, for real.
I hope they do go more in depth with the technology though in the weapons, because it's like, it seems like all the specialty weapons replicate like the strength of the numbered kaiju. But what about them little dragon wyvern things that were flying around that y'all just shut up? Y'all told me y'all can't make like a little mini dagger or something with those too?
I wonder if it depends on the power of the kaiju, because you remember the dragon flying things, they were basically mindless creatures.
Mm-hmm.
So they really didn't have any other specialty but being kamikaze for Kaiju number 10.
That's true.
Now, if they had caught Kaiju number 10, given his strength, his ability, when he went from he was able to move his core around, and he was able to grow significantly. That would be something that I would see them taking the time to replicate and to make a weapon out of. Not these little flying ass things. If we want kamikaze, we could just make drones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It makes me wonder how it's made, because, like, for example, I don't know if y'all watch Tokyo Ghoul, but they got that same vibe where they call it like Kagune. Like when they could kill a ghoul, the ghouls got these little tails, and they basically cut that off. That becomes the weapon, and it's a complete replication of what the ghoul could do with their little extended tail.
I wonder if they
I wonder if, like, are they...
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm just wondering, like, do they take their cores? Do they take a piece of their body? Like, how do they actually make those weapons?
But I wonder if they like the kaiju or whatever just has to have some special ability just for them to even make sense to make a weapon. Because if you can't really do nothing. It's like, what is your weapon gonna do? Like for real, like we saw the Admiral. I think it was maybe like lightning, electricity, or whatever. Well, it was like he was making these I don't know, like these
like force balls, force
yeah.
something
So
like that. Yeah,
I'm imagining that the kaiju that they made that out of just had those special abilities. So that's why making the weapons were actually worth it.
I also want to maybe thinking about it this way. Maybe the lower level kaiju they've been fighting, like how we said the armor, they implemented some of the kaiju characteristics into the armor. So for lower level kaiju, let's implement it into our everyday weapons, the suits, the guns, the technology. And then when we get to a numbered kaiju, a kaiju so powerful we have to get this man a number. If we get him, we're turning him into a weapon. We're putting him in the vault.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fair. It just makes me wonder though, because like right now we've already seen what the vice captain got a numbered weapon. Kikaru got one. The captain got one. The admiral got one. So that's 4 total. That's how many we've seen.
Are they named after Are those weapons named after kaiju?
I thought they were all. I thought all of the weapons came from numbered kaiju.
I know the
Kikaru's and the
Admirals
vice cap. Did Kikaru's and the vice captains and main captain come from?
I didn't think that those weapons came from kaiju. I don't remember that. I just remember they specifically made, because the way they explained it to Kikaru is like she wasn't supposed to get this until she reached a certain rank. But because she was the most powerful person on the squad, they went ahead and gave her her weapon. But I don't think it was made out of a kaiju. I just think they have their own personal weapons.
So they didn't say that came from a numbered kaiju?
I don't remember them saying that.
I'm looking right now. I'm trying to see.
Because if that's the case, it just has to be a kaiju of substantial strength. It don't necessarily got to be a numbered one. But the numbered kaiju's weapons are probably going to be the best weapons. That's what we're saying?
Right, like these are like the ace in the hole type weapons. Like if we really need to bring, like if everything else we have ain't gonna do it, pull out the kaiju weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's what you've seen online too, Antoine?
I'm not seeing like Hikaru on this list of people who got a numbered weapon. And
okay, I ain't mad at it then, because here's my thing, hers is cold too.
But I also feel like I remember they saying they designed it to match her fighting style.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it looks like that. And it doesn't have anything to do with the kaiju's power. They made the weapon to match her fighting style. The same reason why the vice captain has those swords, because his thing is close combat. And the same reason why the captain, Mina, has that big fat ass gun, because she's not good at close combat. She's better at long range attacks.
But wait, remember how in that scene when she first used it and when she hit the kaiju, it was like, oh, when you use this weapon, a force is exerted after the swing. Didn't they say it came from a specific kaiju? In that scene when they kind of explained it, that was like towards the latter end of the season. But I might be missing something because I was watching too much.
Oh wait, it says in the manga, Kaiju number 8, Kikuro uses a numbers weapon, which is a kaiju weapon.
That better not be a spoiler, Antoine.
It's showing like the axe. It's showing the axe.
Season.
It's showing the axe in her hand.
Yeah, I think in this season they said it's a numbers weapon. I could have sworn, because when they explained the ability of the weapon, I was like, didn't they say that's a numbers weapon? And then I assumed that meant every specialty weapon is a numbers weapon.
I don't know which numbers. I don't know. I'm gonna stop before I do spoil myself though. But I don't know, because I don't remember the kaiju specifically that they said her weapon came from.
But you remember when they explained the ability, like when she hit that little swing, it was like, oh, and the scientists, it phased back. The scientists explained like, oh, there's like when this kaiju hit somebody, some force came out of it, blah 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 blah, and it kind of expanded into how the weapon works. So my question is like, how long does it take for these weapons to get created? And like, so are we saying there's only like 10 legendary weapons since we just got to kaiju number 10?
What I'm reading is that specialized weapons are weapons that are specifically designed for captains and vice captains in the defense force. Each specialized weapon is designed to fit an individual's fighting style. I don't see nothing about no kaiju in here.
Yeah, I don't see a kaiju number.
I don't see nothing about no kaiju in here. They're just specialized. They're just specialized weapons.
Okay.
So basically, only the captain and the vice captain get specialized weapons because they're the captain and the vice captain. But they gave Kikuru one because she the best one out. She cold.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm saying is that if this kaiju situation might get to a point where we're gonna have to give everybody a weapon.
See, I need one of the Defense Force members in Kafka and Kikuru's team to just be like, hey, I want to work in tech so that we can get that background knowledge. Because now I'm interested in the weapons alone. That alone seems really interesting to me now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm interested to see if they ever get, because they defeated Kaiju number 10, right?
That was that last one.
The big red dude.
Yeah, because that's the one that Kafka had to punch up, right?
No, remember he escaped. Remember, because he was talking to the dude in yellow after. Was that another kaiju that he was talking to? The kaiju who was faking to be a human when he was on the computer.
That's kaiju number 9.
Yeah, that's 9. Number 10 was the red one with the tail that Kafka
wasn't not talking to 10 in that room. When he was on the computer, wasn't 10?
Because 10 exploded in the air, like because he was about to blow up the whole city, and
because that's when Kafka exposed himself.
Mm-hmm.
That's when Kafka
Okay.
exposed himself. So I would be interested to see if they do anything with 10.
Yeah.
Because they got footage. They got the footage. They got pieces of them. I wonder what they can do with what they got if they needed to make a weapon out of him.
Mm-hmm.
I need them to explain how these weapons work. I want a kaiju weapon now.
I wonder if we'll get into that now that they have decided to let Kafka live. Are we going to be able to see the process of how they examine kaiju? What qualities do they look for, and what's the process of what technology can we expand, update, or create based on the fact that we have an actual kaiju to study, a cooperative kaiju to study.
Well, that'd be nice.
It was interesting because now I also want to see if can a numbered kaiju make more than one weapon. Like, is it just like, oh, we can with all this skin and the core of the kaiju, can we only make one? Because like his ability to like grow and basically become astronomically huge, like could that turn into like a little dagger and a sword and an
I
axe too?
wonder.
Or
I think it goes back to my thing of they have to defeat the kaiju before they start making the weapons. So I wonder if they were limited to the pieces they were able to salvage to make the weapons.
Yeah. Because I would assume that now that we see that they can make weapons and it not all be numbered kaiju, shoot, the one that Mina shot down, that giant mushroom one, could that turn into something?
They didn't give that one a number though. I think
They
there
didn't.
they have to have a very unique quality. It might be the intelligence factor, the fact that they show up and they talking and they can be strategic and do this, that, and the third is what gives them their number, because that big mushroom glowing thing just was a big mushroom glowing thing.
It had a lot of eggs. Maybe the
But
weapons
it
like
didn't talk. It didn't
an
talk.
egg bone.
There was
He was just a
there was
mindless beast.
there was no strategy to what that big mushroom thing came and
Man,
did.
I'll turn that thing into a minigun just shooting out mushroom
There
eggs or
was no
something.
Not mushroom
strategy.
eggs. Not and what
Like
and when the mushroom eggs turn on you.
we can use some nanobots. They work for me or something. Make it cool. Make it
Oh.
cool.
Everybody finna be kaiju. Ron finna mess up and put the mini kaiju nanobots in the water. Now everybody drinking. Now everybody a kaiju. We
They be drinking the
30%.
kaiju.
We 30%
Look.
kaiju. These not microplastics in our body. This is
Micro
kaiju. Micro kaijus. You know?
Back when I was in Mississippi, the lead make your bones stronger. The
It's
kaiju make it breathe better.
It's looking like them many things. Y'all remember that episode of Jimmy Neutron when they had to go in there and fight them little metal things?
Back when he went inside the body because she was sick and it was a little purple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's given.
Some Osmosis Jones level quality of stuff.
But I'm interested in Kaiju number 9 and his shape shifting ability. I just want to know what's his whole deal. Like, what's his beef?
Right.
Like, is his beef?
And
is he trying to get to Kafka, or does he really have beef with the Defense Force? Like, was he in the Defense Force and maybe he was an experiment gone wrong, and now he just has this huge vendetta against the Defense Force, or what's his deal?
that's what I'm saying. Like, we're in a sci-fi world. Like, if we had to go into like theories, I really feel like the Defense Force like years ago was doing some type of science experiment and created these. Because my whole thing is, you can't tell me number 9 is the first educated or intelligent kaiju, and then you got 10, and then we may somehow make Kafka. But like, what about 1 through 7? Who was guiding them? Who told them what to do? Where did they come from? You can't tell me that these kaiju just out of the blue developed intelligence. Like this came from something.
Or maybe it's just like it's an organism type thing. Like, if kaiju are life forms, you have some kaiju that might advance into intelligent forms of that organism, and then you just have ones that don't really do anything, like the big mushroom thing. Like, it's big as hell, but the only thing it does is spit out little mushroom things.
So it makes me wonder, where's the origin one then? Like, are they flying in from space? Is there a mother kaiju that's floating around dropping these eggs? And sometimes it's an intelligent non-bird kaiju, and other times it's a mushroom dragon wyvern
Number
hybrid
10 looked like
thingy.
he came from outer space, right? Like then when they
He
like
came. He
flying
was in the
down,
sky. They was flying. They were in the sky. I don't know where they came from in the sky.
right?
Did they come from space, or was he just chilling out somewhere? And Kaiju number 9 was like, "Hey, I couldn't get them in the training area. I need you. I need the big guns. Bring the flying things.
Bring the kamikaze dragons.
Bring the kamikaze dragons."
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they got advanced technology. It's not like the kaiju coming from America. Like, are they coming out of space or what? Like, where they coming from?
America
Someone
might
creating
be
these
in there.
things.
Maybe they coming. Maybe they coming from space, and maybe it could be that maybe they had a purpose of coming down on Earth and taking over, and then the Defense Force start fighting back, and Kaiju number 9 is like, "What is up with these people? That every time we send a kaiju, it die."
I thought humans were weak. What is going on here?
Wait, I need to see. I need to come down here and see for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking the
'Cause I
kaiju were
don't get
oppressed
it.
like in the past. Maybe they were just wanted to be happy
Not
and
oppressed,
and wanted to
please.
So they the
coexist
Titans. So
I'm
they
gonna
the
cut.
Titans.
I'm
and the
gonna cut it off.
humans.
I swear, I will
So they
cut
the
it off.
Titans.
I will.
They were
The
serving.
they the Eldians. I will cut this off. I swear, I will cut Kaiju number 8 off. If we get to oppression with kaiju and humans,
The
I will
kaiju,
cut.
the
I will
kaiju were
cut it off.
slaves.
I will cut it off.
The
I will
kaiju
cut
said
it
we were
off.
slaves.
I'll
We
cut
were
it off.
slaves.
I will cut it off. I swear I'll cut it off.
It better be they came to the moon.
Kaiju number 9 end up with Kafka. We was kings. I'm cutting it off.
Hey, that's the episode title. We was kings.
We was kings, Kafka. I'm cutting it off. I swear, if we get to that, it has to be season 2. I need season 2. I need to see where they're going with this. I think out of this discussion, we've had so many like theories and questions about how this story may progress, and I just need to see what they're gonna do with everything that's been laid out.
Yeah.
It's honestly unfair. Like, if I have a side topic, how short these new anime seasons are. Because these 12, how many episodes was it? 14
This
or
was
12 in
12.
Kaiju?
This was 12.
Like, just another 12 more, just a full, going back to 24, 25 episode seasons. I would have loved that for this, to really give me a full feel for what y'all doing with Kaiju number 8. Because this just felt like an introduction.
Yeah.
And I can't say that I'm mad at that because it's season 1. I don't think I don't think we can be mad that it feels introductory because it is.
Yes, but that's 24 episodes would have felt good, because it didn't. When I first watched JJK and Demon Slayer, I was like, overrated. I had to go back and rewatch season 1. Kaiju number 8 did just enough to make me go, okay, I want to see what y'all do in season 2. I do want to see what comes next.
I don't know. Maybe we'll get to season 2 and maybe the season will be longer. Maybe because it might just go back to the fact of how the manga is progressing and how they want to split things up.
Yeah.
Maybe season 2 might be an area where, hey, we need a bit more episodes for this to play out.
Fair.
12 episodes was 12 episodes was enough for us to do this first piece leading up to this point. And when we get to season 2, we need a little bit more to show what else we want to do with this art, whatever art we're progressing next, whatever story points we want to get into. We might get more episodes.
Okay. Because I really need to look up how far along the manga has even come. Because even when I went to Barnes and Noble, I think I only saw like 8 volumes in stock. I don't think the manga has hidden that like 20 volume stride or anything yet either.
And that could be another reason too. They don't want to get you don't want to get so far to where now we gotta wait. Now we have to wait extra long to get the next season because we trying to let the manga get to a good point where we can start making episodes again.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So So we talked about some of the notable scenes. We talked about Kaiju number 9 invading the training area. We talked about when they first went out, when they were on their first mission, and Kaiju number 9 showed up again. We talked about Kaiju number 10 attacking the base. What we didn't talk about was the second to last episode where Kafka had to fight the general. That, when he turned full Kaiju?
Yeah. Unleash the Beast.
That had me on the edge of my seat. It did.
When he turned full Kaiju, I saw it coming. It was one of those, I'm going to beat you, until you snap. I was like, I see where this is going. He's going to lose control.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the way that it happened, like the way that it looked, I was like, ooh, he finna kill this man daddy inside this facility.
When he picked up the man body and started slamming him on the ground,
Yeah.
I was like, ooh,
it
it's
was giving
with.
Hulk smash.
That's enough. Yeah, they cut up with that. That was good.
I was unsure how he was going to come back from that.
Mm-hmm.
When he started growing, I thought it was over. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, is this where Kikaru becomes like the villain, but really she's working on the good side and Kafka's like on the run or something? Because I'm like, oh, he finna eat him up. Like
the whole,
like this man finna eat him up.
Like the whole mission is about to go down the drain. We just want you to go in here and prove you're human. This is going bad. This right here, like, this is going down the drain. Like, I was unsure how he was gonna bounce back from that, because it wasn't given like power of friendship, like Kikaru run down there, this is not you, Kafka, stop,
like
this isn't you.
No.
Naruto! She fell on her knees, Naruto!
Yeah. And I was hoping she didn't, like, yeah.
Yeah, like, it ended with the man punching a hole through his own chest. I ain't gonna lie. Kinda fire.
Yeah.
Kinda fire.
Sacrificing your own self instead of, like, going through with it. Because I think we've seen a lot of times where it's like, where the deed happens. I didn't mean to do it, but the deed happens. And it doesn't come at an expense of myself, like, physically. I just have to deal with the consequences afterwards. But he just, ugh. I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And now I want to see if the more he trains, or if there's any ways he can better take advantage of his abilities. Because when he started doing that fire stuff, where his body recognized, oh, I can regenerate, so I'm gonna hit a 180 with my neck and everything and try to eat this dude up. I was like, that's kind of cold. That was taking advantage of your abilities. Like, you broke the rules with that one. So I wonder if he's gonna like level up, train with his abilities. The vice captain gonna train with him. Like, is he gonna be able to do that?
They're gonna want to study. They're gonna want to study that form, whatever that's called. They're gonna want to capitalize on that. And I think that's gonna be a conflict in the further seasons of, does he even want to be in that form? He can't control it. Is he gonna? It's given Naruto in Tail Beast.
Don't talk about that, because they ruined him into a glow stick.
Well, let's talk about OG Naruto. You remember when they was training him on how to use the Tail Beast thing, and it was like it got to points where he could stay in control for a certain amount of time, and then he got out of control. Like, he told Jiraiya up that one time.
And just to become a glow stick. Who's animated? Who writing Kaiju number 8? I don't know your name, mangaka. Please don't turn Kafka into a glow stick.
Oh.
Let him be crazy. Let him be edgy. Is that the term? Let him be edgy and dark. Keep him cool.
I would say, going back to a point that you mentioned at the beginning of this review, with Kafka being older, it is possible that we may get into more mature themes. And that it may come into the conflict of him balancing the control with this full Kaiju form, and him still wanting to be in control. And then whatever this relationship is between the little bug thing that's inside of him,
the dragonfly,
and all of that.
It kind of had like a little Bleach vibe going to it, because like in Bleach, the inner demon is kind of like a spirit, but it's still a part of the main character's powers, Ichigo's. Like, I wonder if like he's going to talk to that little dragonfly and be like, you're a part of me now, you ain't going nowhere, so give me that power. I'm taking control here.
I can see it happening. I'm just saying, now that they've accepted him, now that he can use it more
Openly,
freely,
yeah.
that they're gonna make him use it more openly. I think we're gonna have to dive into the connection that he has with the dragonfly thing, because now
Yeah.
he's using it more.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna start learning like more abilities and these different forms and all this other stuff, because now he's gonna be using it more. They gonna show up at the scene and he already gonna be in kaiju form. He don't need no uniform. He can stand there with a t-shirt and a pair of shorts while everybody got on their armor and turn into a kaiju.
Look, and going back to when you talked about them having like a little training arc where they all get the specialty weapons. Now they got a training dummy because he can help them all upgrade. Now they got a numbered kaiju that they can fight against and train with any time of the
He just
week.
gotta learn. He just gotta learn how to control himself, because if we're
Mm-hmm.
training to the max capacity, if any one of them start throwing hands like Kikoro Daddy was throwing hands, he's going to have to control himself.
Yeah, they're gonna have to bring in some strong villains too, though, because if he's always taking that form every time some kaiju show up or whatever, he's gonna kind of overshadow the other people, or they're not gonna have their opportunities to really grow like we want them to, like to get their weapons and stuff. So I hope they balance that out well.
Well, I feel like the villain team is going to level up, because
Yeah.
every person they done sent, Kaiju number 8 coming in.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Antoine, because they did move kind of fast. Like, now that it's at this point where his ultimate ability is here, it's like, are y'all finna like become Hashira level squad captains? Like, what are y'all finna become now so that we can keep y'all relevant?
Or if we want to look at it like on Attack on Titan, like his whole squad had to level up to support Eren.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
When they first got out into the field, it was only Mikasa had them hands. It was only Mikasa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they found out Eren was a Titan, everybody else had to lock in.
Yeah.
So
season 2 might be a mix of a training archetype. They got an awakening. Like, hey, we kind of trash. Let's get better.
Yeah, like we have to level up to support him. Or in Kikaru's case, I have to get stronger, because if he goes batshit crazy again, we gotta handle his ass.
Yeah.
Right.
And I can see that happening again, most definitely. Him losing
for
control.
Sure.
Yeah.
Probably when he's fighting another numbered kaiju.
They gonna bring. I'm telling you, Kaiju number 9 is gonna bring some crazy. He has to. He has to. He has to bring in some crazy ass shit.
Bring out the olives.
Bring out the olives.
Because the other kaiju dying.
Yeah, like he's knocking out kaiju left and right. They gonna have to do right. They gonna have to do something.
Quick question: did they show who Kaiju number 9 was talking to on the phone that one time?
I don't remember.
We haven't seen who he's like working with, right?
When he was up in the bathroom and they thought he was pooping.
No, not the bathroom, but no, he was listening to the radio when he was in the bathroom. At the very end, you remember he was in that room at the very end, and he was.
That's when I got confused, because I thought he was talking to Kaiju number 10 or somebody. Yeah,
he was talking to somebody. I don't know who he was talking to.
Okay, yeah.
But it's the fact that it's him being able to shapeshift into people, and him being as intelligent as he is. They gonna have to get to him. They're gonna have to get to him for real.
And he wants this Transformer stuff. If I kill a human, now I can change my face.
That's what I'm saying. Else. Like, they not unless he voluntarily shows up like he did during the training session, and like he did when they were fighting the mushroom things in the street. They're not gonna be able to find that man.
If anything, they finna have to start walking around with like X-ray vision, not X-ray vision, like X-ray goggles. Because remember, didn't they say when they looked at Kafka's body,
they was able to say like,
oh, yeah. So now they finna be on some military stuff. Like, hey, walk up to the screen. Let's see what you got on your chest.
Man, walk through the X-ray thing for me. All right, you're good. Let's go. I only feel
I want to walk through it.
I only feel like it would get to something that serious if we find out there are more shapeshifters.
Yeah.
Because right now, if we want to state it plainly, the only two kaiju we've seen shapeshift is Kafka and Kaiju number 9. But their conditions are different, though. Kafka ate that dragonfly thing, is now he's able to shift between kaiju form and human form. Kaiju number 9 just has to off somebody and he can take their form.
Well, here's the thing. We don't know where Kaiju number 9 originated. We don't know if he was also a dragonfly that flew into a human, but the dragonfly took over. You see what I'm saying?
kind of
Maybe
wondered
Kafka
that too.
could do that if he let the dragonfly take over, or if he just learned his
Well,
powers
it wouldn't.
better.
But it wouldn't be at that point. It wouldn't be Kafka. It would just be the dragonfly thing, right? It sounds like to me it's giving host parasite relationship.
That's what I'm thinking number 9 might be. I think number 9 might have just been like another dragonfly that flew into somebody but took over. While Kafka somehow avoided being taken over because he's special.
So is Kaiju, in that case, Kaiju number 9 is an evolved Kaiju that can just take human form. That he can just...
That's what I'm thinking. Because if he just came down and it's like, oh, I can transform, then why didn't y'all do that with number 10? And why are y'all saying y'all want number 8's powers back? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I hear y'all want number 8's powers back and we see it took a dragonfly flying into a human, I'm assuming that's how number 9 was formed. Like, some hive mind, we're spreading the virus of kaiju with our cells and growing.
If that's the case, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is giving Nezuko vibes. There is something about number 8 specifically that they need, that they want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we gotta see who the leader is, though. Like, is there like a mother kaiju, like, just flying around in space? Like, we gotta figure out who's running these things.
What's that queen ant from Hunter x Hunter? She just chilling in her house eating food and shit.
Let's not.
Rubbing her belly with Marilyn.
Gonna give birth to the grandest kaiju ever.
Make all types of babies.
It might be on that.
I'm curious to see what they do for season 2. I don't think they announced when season 2, or if they did, when it's coming back.
I don't think they did either. I've been tracking all the announcements in our ideas backlog, but I don't think they said one. Let me check. Oh no, they did. Season 2 was announced. We just ain't got no date.
Okay.
We just don't have a date. That's for a few of them.
Well, I guess we wait, see what happens. But that was all I had. Do you guys have anything else to say about Kaiju number 8?
It was a decent start. Looking forward to the next season.
Same. Well, all right then. If that's all, let's go ahead and shut this down. So once again, thank you, Ryan and Antoine, for joining me on another episode of the Blerd Mob Podcast. And shout out to everybody who tuned in into this episode. Whether you were watching or listening, it is always appreciated. Make sure you check us out on social media. We're on Instagram at the Blerd Mob Pod. You can find us on Twitter at the Blerd Mob. And you can find us on Facebook and TikTok at the Blerd Mob Podcast. If you're feeling generous, check out those links in the bio and send us a donation. There are 2 ways to do that. One, our affiliate link to Entertainment Earth. A percentage of your purchase does come to the mob. Or if you don't see anything on Entertainment Earth that you would like to purchase, you can also send us a donation through our Ko-fi link. All of these donations go to equipment, software, and everything that we use to bring you guys these lovely episodes. So with that all being said, this is the mob checking out. Peace.
So when it is time,
really
when it's time, we know where all them at. We gonna drop them in this castle, and also because he pulled
I don't think
all
that
the
was his
demons.
plan. I don't think that was his plan.
So why y'all think he withdrew all the demons into the Infinity Castle?